Hey, automotive industry, this is Gary May with Interactive Marketing Consulting Services, talking about the upcoming series of events in Las Vegas. Digital Dealer, DrivingSales, and JDPA are pretty much right upon us, and it's time to get your strategy going. If you're a dealer and planning on attending any or all of the events, make sure that you've got an agenda. Make sure that you've got some accountability for yourself for the events. Make sure that you have a plan for after the events that you're going to attend. One of the things that we talk a lot with dealers about before and after the conferences is what are their goals? What do they expect out of it? What's the roadmap? What happens more often than not is a lot of good information is collected from the event or events, and within 2 to 10 days after coming back, it's everything as it was before. It's back to normal. So a couple of things that we're recommending for this year, 2010, is that when you return, make sure you review your notes within 24 to 48 hours. If you have any questions, make sure you know how to get a hold of the speakers. Most of them will be more than happy to do a quick follow-up call, exchange email, or do something like that. Go ahead and take advantage of the willingness of the speakers and presenters. In some cases, they're going to be vendor exhibitors as well. So make sure that you have a way of getting hold of them, clarifying the questions that you have, getting the answers that you need. If you're going to deploy a new strategy, a lot of people talk about that after going to the events. Make sure that you have the foundation. Make sure that you know what you're expecting from it. Make sure that you have a time frame in which you're going to deploy your new strategy. Make sure in that follow-up that you do with the speaker or vendor that you have a specific set of expectations, and in the event that you're going to hire them, make sure that they understand what you need clearly. What happens sometimes is that a vendor will get hired, or that a conversation will happen post-event, or an article will be read by that speaker, and it'll just fall by the wayside. The follow-through won't happen. The actual execution of the new plan won't happen. So before you arrive at Digital Dealer, before you arrive at DrivingSales Executive Summit, before you arrive at the JDPA Internet Roundtable, make sure you clearly know. The agendas are all published. Make sure you know which ones you're going to attend. Don't make your decision once you arrive at the event. Sometimes you might find a colleague, friend, another dealer that says, "Oh, go ahead, kill that session, come over to this one." Go ahead and do on-the-fly decisions, but more or less have your days planned out before you arrive. It's very important. That way you can write your expectations, set your goals, and execute. If you have no plan until you arrive, it's going to be much too haphazard. That's no way of really being able to deliver on a plan. It's like the first of the month, your sales go back to zero. What are you going to do? Don't act that way. If you're a dealer principal, if you're a general manager, and you're arriving there with staff, make sure that their plan is very likely different than yours, even if there's some crossover in the events. If you're in the internet or floor or even fixed ops and you're arriving, make sure that you have the framework of an action plan for when you return. Again, that is so important to making sure that you actually take the 2, 3, or 4 greatest ideas that you have, and that you can actually make money or save money or add a new revenue stream or do something once you return to your dealership. Always keep that in mind and make sure that you're accountable to yourself and to the dollars that you're going to be spending heading out to Vegas, your driving, your flight, your hotel, your event attendance, your food, etc. Another thing to be real cognizant of is make sure that when you are in those events, that you're in those sessions, that you're taking thorough notes. Think about bringing a voice recorder. A lot of people today are taking flip cams or other type of cameras and just holding them up and taping the event. Make sure that you write down the most important takebacks, the things that stick in your mind, the wow factor. Make sure that you're going ahead and writing those things down. Just like with anything else, and we all use our digital friends, that once it's written, it's much more in front of mind, much more top of mind. You're going to execute on those plans easier. If everything's hidden inside your digital references, either audio or video, you're less likely to be able to review it at a glance and be able to take advantage and act on those plans. So make sure that you write stuff down. At the end of the event, if you don't have a chance to talk to the speaker, if you have no events, bounce some ideas off the person sitting next to you or the row behind you. Okay? Sometimes you didn't pick up something that somebody else will. So again, heading to Digital Dealer, heading to Driving Sales Executive Summit, or heading to JD Power, make sure you know what you're going to bring back with you prior to going. It's your new strategy to making sure you deploy everything you need to as we close out 2010 and hit 2011. We'll be in Vegas at all three events. IMAX is hosting our second IMACSWEB Poker. It'll be Wednesday night during the Digital Dealer event. That's the 13th. We'll be happy to see you there. Contact us, dealer@imacsweb.com. Call us at 310-377-6481 or visit us at blog.imacsweb.com. Thanks much. See you in Vegas.